Welcome back, everyone. I am in the top left of the screen today, so hopefully that will make it a little easier to not block stuff. We'll see. So,
at that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched.
alright, so last time, our not dead grandmother group of, terrorists froze the town for at least the second time.
For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt detention for the rest of time. The end.
So let's see if we can figure out how to get to the best ending.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No,
A little bit dramatic.
I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Alright, so we have one more option here. So, Cup, Sly Cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What's going on here? You're that notable girl. Please, call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper said she...
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was going to be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
A bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. You never know who to trust in this
Mr.
time.
Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. It turns out we're both here to...
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the
Beck
evidence.
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, he'll get us nothing
Mr.
if not
Tolliver
thorough.
let out an amused huff in agreement.
He sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
On a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Yeah, there's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end. Well, nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. Once you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in the perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. It's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So a password, nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? I'm thinking. Should probably go work it out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that? Sure did. The whole time Mr. Tulliver had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
Password roller. Well, sure. But once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tulliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard the password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
Just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. Buried, covered. Could be a cover word. Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So you would be 21. Then it would be 14. You would be... It's an anagram. None Creed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Hello. That's incredible. Well, it's either that or Friend's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you're right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Alright. Investigate the drugstore. You scared me half to death. Sorry. I haven't seen Mr. Tulliver around here, have you? No? He's gonna be waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Concerning that he hasn't stopped by. Just a quick aside. Anything new?
Luca gently baited a feather for skimming.
You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sis. It's caught up with work. You? And a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about?
Gus
think
looked around nervously.
Mr. Carr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. He pulled strings installing you as mayor so you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Carr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have responsibility. This is our father's town. This was our father's town. He's gone here, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Carr came and offered to help. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. It was just a temporary arrangement. The glow could be seen from our dinged backyard, dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Angus's cry hung in the air.
You have a new choice to make, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. We're going to choose to be part of that future, or be forgotten in the past. It's a shame. Father named you Augustus. You always just be Gus. Good night, Eris. See you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Where are you heading in that direction? Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a dang thing about it. I do hate when the villain makes a good point. Yeah.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore.
Interesting meeting him here
holding
this
a brown
time of night.
bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. Looking for Mr. Nightcreed. Is he still in there? Afraid not. Where do you get the candy from? You might say I have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's a small pleasure. But we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. And I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Yeah, I guess. Like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nightcreed kept licorice in stock. I see enough to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For me, it's as easy as cold hard cash. That's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Let's see. Have you ever seen him ever use this thing? Besides Mr. Nightcreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
It's not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Friends, new drugstore. I mean, underground secrets. The
Beck
password.
flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Alright,
Luca
let's see.
cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? Guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
Underground laundry. I knew it. You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. Definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic Issue 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Alright, just checking one thing. Make sure, yep, alright, everything's working as intended. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer, and a series of tubes. I always said you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff? Is she involved in all of this? You just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place. This is something starting to feel like something big. This suit has a broken mask. So have we found the mystery warehouse creeper? At least we found their hazmat suit. What if it walks like a nun creed and talks like a nun creed? Let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. It's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. Never enough Hake Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Meeny, meeny, miny. Oh, what did you do? Nothing. Didn't even move yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing down here but tubes. Just get back. Shit. Shit. Awesome. Oh, you need to come with me now. I ain't going anywhere with you until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets told them that was an absurd password. They love anything that makes them feel clever. Hey, who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I'd be able to save your skins. What do you care about your skins? Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before
toward the strange tubes.
all of this. It's a lie. It's true. I used to balance you on my knee. It happened. Same thing always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. Idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were a sidekick? No. We're partners. Helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Chapter Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He's found something and he's willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. My dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost as much as he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine. We'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
His head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Tried to keep you safe. Tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My grand isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. And Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
Drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. Honestly, hers was cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map marked with fountain in town square. The fountain, but why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? She tries to destroy the source, it could. Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You need to run. But where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go as I expected. So, you're really following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera, as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Nuncreed's already gone. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of it. Didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone ever want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up with Nuncreed. I think he went this way. This looks familiar, yeah. We can clear off the snow. In time, Nuncreed's getting away. It's the town. Oh, this is starting to feel real familiar. You're not the most well-versed in all things speaking pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of the town. Ah, I get it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Hello. Stick with me here. Species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is a base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. Final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pines citizens of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You said we should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss nearby. A wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing. I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you're doomed the whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. Even you co-conspirators. Gran, what's happening? Look at you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your Gran, Luca. It's between me and you.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. So I possibly trust you to do the right thing. Walt told me everything. I trusted in you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Winced with anger. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. Just had different ideas on how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to align your pockets. Now, that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Alright. In that stillness, he could begin to... Only got one option here.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This all makes sense soon, Luca. And everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
See, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, you must be willing
Before
to...
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Okay, so we need to find... This might be right direction, but we need to get another chime. So we've gone through everything there. There. Okay. We're way back now, so let's see.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Alright, bully. Hey, Tish, wanna see something cool? Yep. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the Tish? Is she tickling you? Yep. Yep.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter.
Yep.
Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had enough.
Yep. What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think we were just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. See you around, new
Iggy
kid.
kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Oh. Okay. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? Depends. What are your feelings on having a more mature, refined look? Oh my gosh.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Alright, so let's see. In this timeline, Rollo's missing. Possibly, let's see. Luca, what are you doing out here? And why did the kid with gray hair just run past the
Roxy
pen?
and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We're just helping look for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the
Roxy's
truth.
temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca.
We're running
In a
out of time.
torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Joe and I were playing in Weeping Woods yesterday, rescuing a light at the old Valentine warehouse, but someone was there in a strange suit. We hit a dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us, and I think it was a body. So we ran, but we got split up. I ran home. It's all my fault. And our best friend may never come back. Wow. Yes, wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Those could be okay, I
Roxy
promise.
drew herself up.
I'll go fix this. Luca, go home. I don't want to help. It's far too dangerous for a kid. It's around, I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
Go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Right there in case Rollo shows up. Sound like a
Luca
plan?
wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. Do you believe his story? What other option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad's been acting really weird lately. Weirder
Looking
than
into the
normal.
puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. We're at the treehouse in case Rollo shows up.
Mr. Nuncree jumped with a start.
Oh, don't sleep up on an old fella like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. Ding thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never heard anyone use it, really. Well, thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rollo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rollo knows those woods too well to get lost. Suppose you're right. Silly boy's antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? I know Rollo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him, I know it. How do you know that? Unless. Because there's something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncree gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Hey, boy, if there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncree, kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
Alright, so, well, we know a lot about this now. Okay, well, we only got one to use.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes, a deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Mr. Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine
Mr.
warehouse.
Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in a dumpster. Dumpster? What were you doing in there? First, we were just looking around. And someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That's the last I saw him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go sulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. Sure, it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
She wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep
Luca
you safe.
attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? We're all so close to being done with
With
this.
a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of
The
my
door
hands
latched
now.
shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end. Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
Okay, so that one on the far edge, we both going to maybe need to revisit after we find some stuff. Alright, so this one, so strange, it wasn't our friend Beck, but it was the bully that got mutagen thrown on him. And now he's at the treehouse, and we have a whole bunch of paper clickers there. Alright. Okay, so we know that's not going to work because Rollo hasn't fixed that, so run away.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Oh, I can't believe that worked. Mr. Kerr, we thought we'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. Yeah, jokes. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lung. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
It was actually pretty badass. We lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. What's up with this mini wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that both our car? I hope nothing bad has happened to you in those
Luca
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need
With
to
a
be
resigned
rude.
sigh, Luca responded.
Seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, young man of the hour. And now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? And you my parents? I've had the honor of being your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
You gotta keep moving. Okay, so go up there.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
Mantle cover? It is, I've never seen one like it. Not in this won't go through. That's the readout. Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should I report this to Mr. Kerr? Still within safe range. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. What is all this? I'm gonna say it's covered in snow. I think it's a town sign. I'm gonna make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? It couldn't be another town this deep in the wheat woods. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. See what I can do.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
That doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How was that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? Guess we got turned around. Where did all the snow come from? It's been colder than normal lately. I dig the difference between sweater weather and Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before was cold too. Maybe it all leads to one source. I think it's related. What the hell is going on? We're going to get some answers. Let's keep moving. This stuff look familiar to you? Looks like the barrel near the puddle I showed me into, yeah.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepy Woods. The stuff who put up? Don't know. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run. I guess you can just walk across there. Little things, you know?
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. I have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. You have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your atomic stories. You're not going to save the day. We're not even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. Everyone we've ever known is gone. You don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Okay, it's going to be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
It's getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyways.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next.
Let's just
The
rest for a
boys
bit.
huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covers everything over. Kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it. Thanks. Huh? I'm getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Okay, I think I should be the one apologizing. All happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's polycock. First of all, you didn't know what the gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with all this lonely about you losing your temper. I did lose my temper.
Motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. That's exactly what you should have done. Huh? That's being a horse of ass. You're supposed to be a horse of ass in response. That's how it works. Yeah, I'm having a hard time following you. You want me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody types. Take forever to understand the very basic point. Why would you want to go around saying cruel things trying to get into
He
fights?
shrugged.
It's something to do. And that's all because you're bored. Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. We were all boys in a breath together. Laughing and calling the dinky little treehouse mission control.
He wept openly.
Perfect little look of on home. A perfect little life. Life is not perfect. Everyone in town likes you. Not everyone. The new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and Theo already likes you. You have
He wiped
Trish.
his nose with his
Tish.
sleeve.
I love Tish. This is great. She ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you
Luca
know?
gave a warm chuckle.
I get that
Iggy
impression.
cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh. Must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
You should probably get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all
Luca's
this.
eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What you think? Not bad. I'll give you a full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. "Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know, it wasn't really like this." The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. "It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right material. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories. All warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you?" Luca snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. "Remember what?" The doppelganger pointed to the couch. "The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us." Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. "That's not true. He didn't abandon us." The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. "Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you." The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went." He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. "Do you remember what we did next?" Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. "Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this." She was scared. His father stepped forward. "What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them." Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. "I can't lose you." Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. "What's right is right, and what's wrong? I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this." Eleanor raised her voice. "Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son?" Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. "Luca, is that you, buddy?" With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. "Mom? Dad? What's going on?" Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. "Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all." Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. "It sounded like you were going somewhere?" Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. "Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in." Luca hugged his father tightly. "Promise?" Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. "I promise." With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in
like a
contemplation.
birdish look with a rat tail on it.
Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Bunny. Get your hands off
Whether
me.
it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
That's what you think you're
Luca
doing.
looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. Sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature here a bit there. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all calm down. Who are you? A friend? An observer? A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibilities? Great, how about name? If you must call me something, you call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a net and buzz off? Very
Nat
well.
began to turn away in different.
Wait, you live here? You might say that. You know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gotta help us or not. For knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Okay, I don't know about you. I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough of the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you the way to get back
Luca
home.
and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
I'm here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open
For a
them.
brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time gate in deep woods, teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But it's not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. The last ability is much less fanciful. Let's give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here. The town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. A replica nonetheless. That's impossible. That's too much work. You need the whole town to replicate the whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor and power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. We think so. Unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to a miraculous thing called a brain. It's a real aversion to discontinuity, revulsion even. Brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us
Luca
sane.
and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
You're saying that someone made an entire town and moved us all and no one noticed. Precisely. Why? Why is the question that can never be answered with certainty. Best one can do is to
Nat
uncover.
narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
Source. Why do you say the source like that? Well,
Luca
indeed,
began to laugh uncomfortably.
it's all ridiculous. There's no way
He
they
looked
could.
down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
This really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weeping Woods. Weep Woods.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest, but right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. You've been here alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. You've ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what
There
do I
was no
do?
reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me a flip like that? What if I couldn't find you yet,
Iggy
Jack?
finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole this tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Yeah, hide. 259k. All of distance still good. Dude, you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. I mean, it did. What about everything we left behind? It's the grave of someone with family. People who love them will never know the truth. Truth is
He bent down to
overrated.
scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, you're such a downer, dude. You took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost lunchtime. How weirdo. Maybe I thought I was a jerk. So, these dinguses are out here literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
But I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Get some
Iggy gave
advice.
Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, who's in here over this helping? What? You're here in the snow, crying like some pushover. You help him. You look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse with ass, you stand up for yourself. Hell yeah. They're in a merry little band of clipboard pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? That mentioned something about a
Luca wiped his
source.
eyes with his...
Whoever's at the source must be awfully valuable for perennial harvest. So it would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to the person's source, wouldn't it? You have in mind. If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. Or if it's too big to
Iggy
smash.
flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. Make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do that. It get awful cold out in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? You kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer
Iggy
to
and
you?
Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Oh, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. This is the original town. Then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? long story. A few years back, I came into some possession of some premium grade fireworks. That's a wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. You're buried under a tree. That's the long part of the story. Me and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. Now you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you
Iggy
didn't.
stifled.
Just wanted to give you guys a little scare. Like I said, those were some premium fireworks. I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? Never think of it as incendiary ray decoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look in your faces. Look, I grounded for months. This is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under that tree. When I came back from later, they were gone. Maybe some girl found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Without, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. You think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. A little brat who is way over his head. It was just someone who refuses to give up. Most these days are rotting child's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. Okay, so... Perfect. Just at the whole stinking place. Okay, so finally got another one. Fast. Get there. Let's see. Go in there. Okay, I guess.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! Echo! Oh, Echo! I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. Where did they dig the giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source. It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Well, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Her. There's Rolo. I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Rats, it's cold. You had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all this? That's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect and refine...
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand this enough to explain it. Matter of fact, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us. You are a smart boy. It
Contorted into a saccharine grin.
really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others simply obstacles on the way. You seem like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. Much as we've all played our part in life, and just happen to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We're giving up without a fight. With Miles not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Ah, boys, there's no need for melodrama. if it makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Snapped his fingers.
Some change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? There's a box full of fireworks and you don't?
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. I'm curious what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole. Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Up. That's far
Iggy
enough.
plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I can handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With
this?
a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use your walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the clipboard will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way out of this is if Kerr out of the picture. Let's just let go and save yourself. You let's go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look in your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Carr, you had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfish and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? You know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Wow. You believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
There, just let go. You can do if you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are
Every
you?
muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Yeah, I'm just a no-good boy. Like you, Claire. You
Luca
know,
felt his hand slipping.
I told you what you needed to do with bullies. Can't. Only way out of this mess. Two birds, one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. I could do travel in
A
packs.
calm settled over Iggy's face.
Okay, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do this thing right for once. Let's see. Got no choice but to... Refuse or accept. I mean... I think with all the drama, this makes the most sense.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Hello, goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks release must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyways. How? Tempus liquamine is a particular substance. So liquid time? Let's see, it can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. Use of side products of this property being by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and fireworks make the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that
We
case.
have some idea what that would look like.
Yeah. It'll take a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You? Me? Why? What's
A
my role?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn. You're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west.
Alright. So,
Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
alright, well. Let's see, did we pick up anything else? Let's see, still nothing there. Okay, so we do have another option there, but option there and option there. Alright, but I think this is a good spot to call it for tonight. So, thank you guys so much for watching. So, maybe next time we can get to the end, but I am noticing a lot of real estate north of here that could get a few more branches in. So, that we're going to call it. And I hope you guys have a great week. So, and I will see you all next time. Bye.